Kako is a kako thing, yeah. And we need everybody in their respective thing. We're all in the same canoe. Obviously, I think people are starting to understand that more and more with the water. One of the things that was kind of shocking is if you guys ever been to Ohana when you're small and then you go now. I can't even imagine how it's like for Ohana people for the rivers they grew up running, the bucket not running. I can't even. We're going hurt, and we're just dedicated to help them keep the water at least flowing the way that it's going, but without the opening of more patches, the need for more. Yeah, you gotta justify to the haole guys and to the guy. They haole, I don't mean white, but I mean the guys no moha, the guys that not trying for grow Haloa. Yeah, it's haole or Haloa. But those guys, come on, it's got the kid letters for the kanakas.
A tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. Just a savior, so you better open up your eyes. Hide in the back just to keep you all blind. Take a good look, you better open up your eyes. Your life's at stake and this just can't wait. I don't want Babylon to seal your fate. You better not give in to their false lies. Consciousness, we have to just open up your eyes.
For watching the magic episode of Kalo Couch. Thank you guys so much. I'm Uncle Daniel.
Uncle Kaue.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in, you guys.
This week, we're back. Not with a vengeance, but with a fury, with some fire. Actually, with a lot of water. We're back from seeing what happens when you use what water you have. And we also prepared for more water. Yeah?
Amen, bye. Yes.
Like the future, knowing that the guys in Wailua Nui getting more water to go clean one little Hawaii, which...
That's kind of major.
Well, you love for weed eat, Uncle.
Love it. Favorite.
Kind of get excited to go weed eat, yeah? Because I don't know about you. Shamelessly, it's a little bit... Sometimes it's more... fulfilling. Like I feel like I get more work done weed eating than weed pulling. But I think you get pretty excited about weed pulling, Uncle. Me, I get weed pulling. Usually, I get PTSD about weed pulling.
Weed, something about the weed.
No, the weed pulling. This is why I get PTSD. Because as a kid, every day from school, I had to come home and pull weeds in Waianae. Okay, and let me tell you, California grass in Waianae. My mom,
but one day
she knew. Story. No, for real. My mom knew that if you make your kid pull weed by hand in Waianae, when he come old, pulling weed easy. Mm-hmm. But when you're a little kid, these big weeds is intimidating, you know?
Big weeds, bro.
And well, let's just get down to it. Pulling weeds always involve getting lickings first. Yeah? Because the weeds was the like, boy, you're not doing your chores. Pa, get outside, pull weeds first. So, you know, I kind of like, I always think I'm going to get lickings if I got to go pull weeds. And then oftentimes pulling weeds, I got lickings after because I never pull all the weeds good enough. Or, my mom, she's super good. She made me put the weeds in a bucket. And then, no, for real, she go, look, if get roots.
But it's the first time. No, I cannot say that because no, I'm the oldest. I'm not the youngest. Yeah. You can't give the parties now.
Yeah, but...
Nobody giving parties. No, we don't want scared of the age that
no, bro. I kind of am scared of your dad.
Can be the one
when he's in a grumpy mood. You know the best part is when your dad pull up in a grumpy mood. Everybody's in the car. Let out. Hey, what's going on?
Not even this guy.
Hi guys, how you guys doing?
Good. Everybody just jump out of the car.
Then Uncle Kaue goes, hey, aloha. Then after that, all the kids say hi. They never like say hi first. Yeah, oh my God. I might get yelled at for saying hi to Uncle Daniel.
This guy.
Okay, that's 100% a joke, not a joke. If you know Uncle Kaue and you know me, we rag each other constantly because steel sharpens steel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're trying to keep each other sharp as we get old. So this couch, we are talking about our recent trip to East
heaven.
Maui.
Yeah, well, not a heaven.
East Maui.
Yeah, East Maui.
We went there for 3 days, 2 nights. First day, Ram Jam, meet Uncle Carl. Yeah, see the work that the boys have been doing, kind of get an idea of their philosophies and practices. Day 2, hang out with Uncle Junior. Legend. Young legend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holding down the fort. Because the age gap between Uncle Carl and Uncle Junior is pretty big. And the age group between Uncle Carl and the boys working is freaking huge.
So yeah, backtrack. All you guys who don't know all the different uncles. I mean, shout out to the uncles. We stay in one particular place. Where we was, bro?
We was in Wailua Nui.
Wailua Nui. Yeah, on the island of Maui. Yeah, legends and chants. Go look them up. Google them. Check them out. Look at pictures. Privy to cruise on just people, you know. Hey, we get heroes in our life, and some of the heroes that we get, and be able to go to these heroes' lands and walk around and be part of it and help work and open up our eyes and do important work and then make an impact. Well, it's kind of a special thing. We was able to meet the group of young men that you only told me about. Yeah, Uncle Daniel been telling me years about this Uncle Viliami up in Maui, about this program that he get, that somehow in Hana they get this program. Yeah, Makahana Kaike. This is my understanding. Somehow from 9th grade you get involved with growing and cultivating Haloa and building a relationship that provides you an opportunity for after then be employed by the same program as one leader. Yeah, building up the same bunch of groups behind you. And for me it was something super special. And being able to meet the young man that was puka from these programs and currently in the program, and
inspiring, yeah?
Yeah, it's very inspiring. Very, very, very inspiring.
So let me give a little bit of backstory here. Because all of our stories are just a continuation of something else that happened many, many, many years ago. Yeah?
Yeah.
We tried to get Uncle Vili on the couch, but Uncle Vili said, "You no more time for talk." He said, you and Uncle Carl, you guys plan the time for talk. Me, I'm too busy smashing. And he's one of my role models. It's hard to find a reason to be better. It's hard to push yourself based upon the people around you sometimes in a positive direction. Uncle Vili, he really is someone that, first of all, I named my son after him because I wanted my boy to be beyond me, to have greater capabilities than me. I was also hoping he'd be better looking. Thought maybe that name might help him.
That's why we name our kids what we name them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hopes and dreams.
And Viliami in Hana, first of all, married one of the Hana goddesses, Nalani Henderson.
Love you, Nalani.
And Viliami and Nalani are living on her ancestral family land in Kipahulu. Mm-hmm. It's so awesome to go and stay at their 100% off-grid house that started with many years ago them in a tent where Uncle Vili built the entire everything. He built the whole thing. And I remember him telling me of what he was going to build and how he was able to do it was with the support of this organization called Makahana Kaike. And this is a most amazing organization.
Amazing.
That has taken the idea of what a community nonprofit is and what it should be and what it can be and applied it in a place that has an incredible need for superstar, superhero. They can't afford in Hana to be a part of a problem that keeps getting worse. They have to be a part of the solution, and Makahana Kaike has been a force of solutions.
Solution.
And when Vili moved there,
an example of solutions, yes.
They created the Malama Haloa program. And the Malama Haloa program is actually based on all the hopes and dreams of all these different kupuna that I've had in my life, including all my friends, like Uncle Kao, because I had always dreamed that there would be a way for us to do what we do and be able to provide full benefits and income to our family. Yeah, we still never achieved that, but there is an organization because of this man that achieves it for a small group, and that group is the True Blue Kanakas from Hana, men and women that are growing taro, that have 6 years of data of how many huli they've planted, how many huli is currently in the ground, how many huli each patch had, and how much huli each one gave, and how many pounds of taro came out, and how much fertilizer went into each patch, how much man hours and effort. This guy has it completely broken down because they are using the grant system to produce taro. Yeah, in the 6 years of this organization's existence, they have grown more taro and fed more kupuna and been a part of more people's lives than some organizations that have been around for 40, 50 years on Oahu. Yeah. And I don't say this to down the 40, 50-year-old organization.
No, but we just uplift.
I say it to inspire the future organizations that there is a way to get grants and produce kalo and sustainability in our community.
Yeah, just like the work in the patch. You can touch the kalo 3 times when you make it on huli. Yeah, when you're cleaning huli, or you can touch them once. Yeah, this is an example of how to efficiently use set funds provided for this kind imagination and this kind of result-driven, community-driven, community-focused kind of ideas.
Their formula, you guys, I don't know their formula, but the organization Makahana Ka'ike is one of the larger nonprofit organizations. I want to say they're like the Ma'o of Maui. They are very well established, and what they produce and how they measure it shows that the work that they're doing is incredibly beneficial.
Yes.
All right, so there's Uncle Vili. We went and stayed with this man and his family.
Yeah.
Uncle, why we went over there?
Went up there, uplift this individual young man, yeah.
But went over there for fertilize them, right?
For fertilizer.
Which is ironically how you uplift the plants is you feed them.
Just like Kalo, we can go over there and put some Aloha organic on this young man and using our little bit more time on earth, yeah. In Olo'i, in the different types of growing environments, being from completely someplace else, go share mana'o, yeah, and allow them to share their mana'o about their wahi, yeah, what's been working, what's not been working, and we're just sharing. One of the important things that we really open the door is the fact that, you know, even though they're in the young 20s or they teens, some of them. Yeah, when we're in a taro patch, we all at the same level. We all talking the same, and please no look up, no look down. We just looking the same because we all trying for get to solutions and overcome challenges currently that exist. Farming taro in the lahui, farming people, the kanaka, yeah, the water. No one joke, but without the kanaka, in using the vai, yeah, when they look, guys. They're going to be like, "Aye, how's these guys? They're not even using them. Why are we going to give them back for? Just keep them going West Maui. Just keep them going to the plains. Just let them keep doing what it's doing if nobody come back." And that's what we're trying to do, because these guys have been inspired to be there in the place and doing the things. And I think one critical thing was we had our kids. Yeah, we brought the 20-year-old, my son who's 20-year-old, born in this. We brought his 7-year-old born in this. Yeah, and the fact was that they literally went and asked Shane, like, "Why, Shane? You guys do this back at home? You know what you do at home?" And he said, "This." Like, and they said, "And why you guys get the program? You get paid for do this kind of stuff too?" And he's like, "No, bruh." Like, they was blowing each other's mind that this guy get paid for do the same exact thing. Yeah, and that was one dream I just wanted to talk about. Like, I don't know if you guys get the dreams. This go back to the last Kalo coach, yeah? With brethren like Kekua. What happens to the young men and women who puka out of Punanaleo and puka out of Olelo And where is that jobs for you? Yeah, the what you do. Yeah, and you guys gotta understand your super importance. Maybe you're not in the Hana, but in the Ike, and remembering the knowledge because you understand the language, and in the right, you guys know the Olelo no, yeah. In the language, get all of the secrets, yeah, and all of the answers to maybe some of the important problems, important challenges that we face today. Kako son, kako ting, yeah, and we need everybody in their respective ting. We're all in the same canoe. Obviously, I think people are starting to understand that more and more with the water. One of the things that was kind of shocking is if you guys ever been to Hana when you're small and then you go now. I can't even imagine how it's like for Hana people for the rivers they grew up running, the Baga not running. I can't even. We're going hurt. And we're just dedicated to help them keep the water at least flowing the way that it's going, but without the opening of more patches, the need for more, yeah, you gotta justify to the haole guys and to the guy. They're haole. I don't mean white, but I mean the guys no more hard, guys that not trying for grow Haloa. Yeah, it's haole or Haloa. But those guys, it's got the kid letters for the kanakas. That was super heavy just going through the trip, I tell you.
Yeah, seeing the next generation excited to farm taro and doing it well was inspiring. Also, seeing their challenges, the challenges about one, how to keep their team a strong team.
The morale.
Yeah. Two, how to work with a diverse set of kupunas in the community. Can you please everybody? The third part is looking at the land. The state of the land. They have this thing called rust. We are looking for someone that knows about how to deal with the rust in the taro patch. And it's a layer of buildup that has sulfur. And what is the other?
Iron oxide.
Iron oxide and sulfur. Is what the results in the soil testing are. But we're interested in partnering with people that know how to break this down and return these areas back to production. The plants don't like the rust. They don't do well. They are having inconsistent harvests. The solution to some people is to go back to the synthetic fertilizers. And we all, as a community, are coming to the conclusion that the synthetic fertilizers, one, are never going to go down in price. We can all agree upon this. Yeah. That whatever you pay this year for synthetic fertilizers, you're going to pay more next year. So the idea of having a form of nutrients to feed our plants and our land that is made here, right now is a very critical time in that. For every farmer that's out there, you're going to have to weigh, do I increase the price of my food or do I increase the amount of nutrients that I make so that I can keep my food at a better rate? Yeah. Because that's a cost no matter what you do in agriculture, you're going to have to feed your land. By feeding it synthetically, I believe that you're setting yourself up for long-term failure. There is a new format. And it's so funny that this is so true. It's so hard for an old established farmer to change into organic, to change into making, if you got to change all your practices, that's really hard. If you're a new farmer, establishing good aloha practices from the beginning is much easier. It's much less of a. It's the same startup, whether you've been doing it for 100 years or if you're just getting into it. The cost of the transition is less burdensome if you're new, and if you're a young taro farmer, right? This is the formula. You cannot pay for your land and your water. If you pay for your land and your water and you're farming taro wetland style, there's a huge chance you're not going to make it. There's a chance that you're not going to make it even if the land and water free. But if you got to pay for that, it's not realistic. Yeah? And it's partially due to the level of resource management that's involved with the activity. You're not just farming taro. You're a water resource manager. Mm. Yeah,
that's the thing too. Is that a lot of the synthetic fertilizer you farm in a plant, and that's not what we're doing. Yeah, you farm in aina.
It's the ahupua. It's the mountain soil. Into the sea.
You're being conscious about what the next guy gonna get if you walk off somebody.
And not only is it apparent, but one of the biggest challenges in agriculture is impact on neighbors. Yeah, this is how the 100-year feud start. Is you would round up my OI or your fertilizer would make my ripe taro and you never compensate me. These are the things that when we look at these systems that depend on everybody.
Community. Yeah, we got to get past that and learn how to communicate.
That is not a factor that is included in agriculture as far as the contemporary Western farmer. He is not managing all the people around him in his mind. It's just his square. And in this type of agriculture, it's community interlocked. If the water is touching, we connected. It's the same farm. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's all the same farm. We just went mahele the responsibility to different areas. But the ahupua, each ahupua is one independent farm.
There's a couple examples, right? Uncle and auntie who had been commercial with chemical and then they're in transition and get successful stories.
You can do it.
Can do it.
Right? Auntie Chris and Uncle Demi, they invest heavily financially in nutrients, organic nutrients. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're paying for that type of fertilizer, their costs are going up. The idea for Auntie Chris is how can she make those nutrients?
Yes, sir.
Which is some of the basis for why we went to Ohana. We brought Aloha Organic Solutions, integrated this into the Malama Haloa program. They are taking the time to build with us a system to feed wetland taro production, in a way that feeds the entire system or is non-competitive to the other farmers in the system.
Yeah, non-impactful.
So these are the things that we are beginning to explore as something that is going to take more time out of our lives. You know what I'm saying? We're
investing.
We need this information to make this transition, and we believe the style of agriculture that we are participating in can be duplicated. We're not saying buy Aloha Organic. We're saying Aloha Organic is one of the few fertilizer companies that you can make your own. And we want you to. Because you making your own helps you value the system that you live in.
Yes, yes.
And when your system is healthy, it's going to impact our system over here. And we depend on all of the systems to be running to really be food secure. When the hurricane hit, it's not going to be like, oh, you guys are organic, I'm not going to hit you. It's going to wipe out whoever is in his path, which means we need people not in the path farming organically so that we have food when times are tough. And you never know when times are going to be tough.
Never know.
But we can all say that we're due for some tough times. Times have been good. You know? And you all there, no, it's been rough. Guys, come on now. Still get EBT. You wait till no more EBT. Yeah? And if the only difference between you eating and you not eating is your connection to the Aina, then you have an ability to stay fed. We also went to Maui to try to understand Makahana Kaike's role in the education and uplifting of their community in order to deepen our role here on Oahu.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so inspiring to see ALC students farming taro. And I think about it. I'm calling all you ALC educators and all you ALC students. If you watch the couch, tell your kumu, call us up.
Yeah, that means
tell your administrator, reach out to us.
All low-E class.
Because we have a formula, not even that we invented, that we're going to follow from our partner in Maui, that you can participate here on Oahu to uplift your children and to see your 16-year-old become a taro farmer by 18, have his own farm. And if you think we're crazy, get in line. Because people have been calling us crazy, been saying that the work that we've been doing has no value for almost my entire life. Yet we are the generation to see more huli get planted Yeah, by subsistence hands. We're the generation to see the rise of the papa and the pohaku. Last generation, I don't care what you say, you never see them like the way the thing going right now. Yeah, 20,000 in the last year, in the last 10 years is major. And that's just what we've been able to count. Now, how are these boards going to be fed? How are these families going to have access to taro? Is all going to come down to water. And our ability to hold the institutions and the corporations accountable to giving the first right of water to Haloa.
Yes.
Which is already a law.
The law.
It is the law.
The law.
So help these guys follow the law, Kako.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we will create an economy, a strong community, a spiritual practice, and a way of lifestyle that is duplicatable and something that we can pass on for every generation forward. Look, not everybody has to be a taro farmer, but everyone has to support taro farmers.
Yes. When you look to the aina, it's going to show you how.
Yes, ko'iahi. How. Okay? That's a little inside joke, you guys.
That was a revelation as we were sitting there yesterday and the ending of the day. Like for answers, like literally so simple. Because in the whole valley, bordering all of the lo'is is how. Yeah, when readily available, what we used to use for generations. Yeah. And it's put there on purpose so that the thing there for use.
Kako, we are actively working on building an all-star team of Aloha Aina warriors, looking to get those warriors activated on every island. And they're already activated, but what we're looking to do is bring these warriors together to identify ways to help each other into the future. Yeah, the opening of lands by skilled woodsmen is necessary. The many hands to clear the ancient engineering is all there.
Bro, all you hammers out there. Yeah. Yes, you guys know who you are. We're all hammering everywhere in the bushes, yeah. First of all, he's on message, bro. Haloa said, mahalo. Yeah. If you had hands, bro, hug your brother, hug your baby. And that's from Haloa, bro. He says, thank you. Yeah. If he could hug you, he would. Bro. And having the ability to when blow the pool, you guys know how it is. We all know how it is to be fighting in the bushes by yourself. And the Hawaii, 100 yards is far. Gonna take 5 days. Yeah.
By yourself.
Or
3 hours with the crew. Yeah.
Bro, let's read. What the hui kalo? Remember?
Onipa'ana hui kalo.
Hui kalo when smashing open
was
up
the
Aina.
last iteration of the Aloha Aina Warrior All-Star team. We need to call forth the sons and daughters and the grandchildren of Onipa'ana Hui Kalo to build this generation's all-star Hama team. We got to pick projects throughout our Pai Aina that are worthy of the support. We got to go help the guys already doing them expand and grow their ability. And we got to have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, and partly the reason, look, you guys.
That was the most.
If you only stay in your ahupua,
was so fun.
I promise you, your kids not gonna do this.
Yes.
Yeah. When your kids go to another ahupua and they see that they have life skills that can uplift and impact positively those that they love, they come back home, they farm harder. The other part is, look, I know you love your son, Uncle Kaue, but aren't you happy if he moves to Hana and joins this program? Would you not be happy if you went to Halava Valley to go farm taro? Would you not be inspired if you went to Ale Koko Fish Pond and started farming with Punohu, right? It's like we want our children to be able to stay in Hawai'i. We're not limiting them for gotta stay in your own ahupua. Go make babies in another ahupua.
Yes.
Go learn and get inspired. At some point, you can come home. But if you're farming taro and building fish ponds wherever you are, then your skills are increasing. Then it makes sense for us to teach our kids these things, right? You teach a kid how to farm taro, and he goes someplace else and becomes known as a great taro farmer. Isn't that awesome? Right?
That's the kind of stuff we dream about when a bugger's born.
If we don't travel around, if we don't take the trainings at home base and go blossom in other areas, then we become complacent. We also forget that we all have the same needs and that we are all fighting for the same vai. Yeah, vai
Yeah.
is not one, but is all vai.
All.
Yeah, and all of the vai in Hawaii is all connected. Where regardless of what island you from, we're all fighting for the same gifts from the heavens. And it's important, you kako,
Guys.
for understand that whether your vai come from vai ale ale or ka'ala, yeah, or your vai come from one stream in Kaneohe, we all connected. And when one guy lose their vai, it's like we all lost something. So we all in this fight, and it has to be known to those that come for our water that we all stand and fight for this together. And how we fight is we plant. Yeah, every plant that goes in, every Kalo that gets planted is an ever-living soldier.
Yes.
Yeah, and every taro patch that gets open is open for the next 1,000 generations.
The greatest
Yeah.
protest, bruh. Open up iron, plant Haloa. You're literally putting our kupuna back in the ground.
Actually, literally, the iwi kupuna of the now is the huli in your hand. And how you malama your tutu and how you malama the kalo, same malama. No different. And while we're doing this, yeah, we have to realize that we are inciting an economy, a cultural economy. That's payment is both spiritual and capital. Yeah? That we fix our spiritual health, our physical health, our mental health, and our financial health are all tied to this one great ancestor who is tied to the land and the water. Look, we will never create an economy without land and water. All these guys, their whole economy is based on the same land and water that Haloa is based off of.
And you're supposed to have first rights too.
Who has greater influence for the future, the Kalo or the Western economy?
Guys, today Kalo Couch 8. Yeah, they're gonna defuel the Red Hill. Yeah,
Defuel Red Hill, give back Makua today.
Like, guys, and if we're not motivated for move.
You know what though, Uncle Carl? I like say this on the couch. You know this Makua thing, you guys. I'm not stupid. Yeah, I pay attention.
Yeah.
The scammer's been scamming for a while. Yeah, so I paying attention to all you guys and how you participating on this. And all the guys gonna get federal funding for the things in Makua. And if you get them, cause you better do them. Yeah, this thing's moving forward. We can no longer have scam organizations that are only yapping about aloha aina. Bro, we better see the aloha in the aina. Yeah, we better see the difference because without that, we just yap.
We're gonna be held accountable by our grandchildren. We're gonna be held accountable.
No, bro, we're gonna be held accountable by each other.
By each other right now. Yeah. When your grandkids, you never meet them yet. They tell you, Papa, they're gonna read history. They're gonna be like, "Bruh, you was alive and you was this age. What you did, yeah, when we was losing them."
Yeah, how much coconut trees you plant? How much ulus you put in the ground? Yeah, because we're not gonna taste them in this lifetime.
Yeah,
the future gonna know, and that space that they're holding gonna be apparent.
It's okay, guys. It's okay.
How much ieve you in Kanu? How much space you made for Kanu ieve? Yeah? How much warriors did you not create, but did you help feed the lahui? Because if your warriors is not feeding the lahui, then they're eating the same rubbish as the lahui or they're taking away from the lahui. And it's important. Because if you're fighting for Gokasko, we're not on the same team.
No.
And guess what, guys? That's it for Kalo Couch. Mic drop. See you in the patch with your weed.